Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see about sampling methods. In last class, we have seen what are the sampling procedure, what are the sampling methods, and how water gets contaminated. All those things we have seen. So in this video, we are going to see about the sampling methods. There are different types of sampling methods are there. The first one is systematic, second one is random, the third one is judgmental, the fourth one is stratified, then absorts. So these are the different types of sampling methods. What is systematic sampling? From the name itself, we can easily identify what are they going to do in this method. Systematic sampling, where points are selected at a regular and even intervals. Systematic means nothing but where we have to collect the sample that should be a regular period and also a even intervals within 1 week. If it is we have collected first 1 week, then next is after 7 days we have to collect the sample again the same place. That is the even intervals. Is statistically unbiased. Okay, it's providing the coordinates of the first sampling point are determined by random numbers. So systematic sampling does not generate clusters of sampling points and is easier to use to survey sampling locations than random sampling. So it should be a very easiest method compared to the random sampling method. A square grid is the common set type of systematic sampling pattern. So for example, if the area to be analyzed, the area should be divided by a grid and a sample taken at each point of the grid. First, we have to fix a grid, and from the grid, we have to take from each point of grid, we have to collect the samples. For air pollution studies, this is for the water pollution method. If it in the case of air pollution studies, an air sample might be taken at fixed intervals of time. Say every 3 hours, we have to collect the air samples and we have to analyze what are the pollutant should be occurred in the air. So these are the main thing of systematic sampling. The next one is random sampling. So we can easily identify random. So from here or there, so we can collect the samples. With random sampling points are selected randomly, but not arbitrarily. It should be collected randomly, not in the case of arbitrarily, regularly. A legitimate random number generate should be used to determine sampling point coordinates. Most scientific calculators can generate numbers that are sufficiently random for the intended purpose. So this randomization process ensures any location within the sampling area has an equal chance of being selected as a sampling point, while random sampling is a statistically unbiased. It should not be a biased. It should be not statistically. It should be an unbiased one. Then only we can collect the clear data from this. So sampling points by chance can cluster together. It may be the sample may occur clusters. So to avoid this mistakes then deficient for deducting hotspots for giving an overall picture of the spatial distribution of the contaminations. So in this regular practice, random sampling has limited use in the contaminated site investigations. So compared to all the sampling methods, random method is a not reliable one because there is a many chances is there to get the biased situation, and also the water gets contaminated by the clusters of collecting the different points of different points or different environmental water should be get clusters. So this is not a reliable one. Okay. The third method is judgmental sampling. For this method, a sampling points are selected on the basis of the investigator's knowledge. Before we have to go investigate the particular area, the issues of the water quality, from the investigation knowledge, we have to collect the samples of the probable distribution of contaminants at the sites. It may, we can select the area from the nearby industrial areas or any factory or any leather factory, whatever it may be, very different, various different types of factory sites. We can collect the water sample by the investigation knowledge. From that, we can analyze the water sample. That is called it as a judgmental sampling. It is an efficient sampling method which makes use of the site history and field observation, but has the disadvantage of being potentially biased. Maybe there is a main advantage is that we can easily observe and we can go through the history of the area from since we can find the history from the old age. And also the there is one disadvantages is there. So to growth or to the beneficiaries of industry, they may get money from the industry and we can give the fake report to the government. So these are the disadvantages of being potentially biased. So that is the main disadvantage of judgmental sampling method. The quality of the sampling results depends on the experience of the investigator and the available site history informations. Based on these two conditions, we can provide a realistical judgmental sampling. So judgmental sampling should not be used in the validation sampling. It should not be the validations one. It should be an invalid sample, so it should not be a validation sampling. So this is the way we have to identify the waters in the judgmental method. The next one is stratified sampling. First, divide the site into sub-areas according to their geological and geographical features, nature of the contamination, former usage pattern of the site, and intended future of use sub-area and other relevant factors. First, we have to divide the areas. First, we have to fix the area on that area. In that area, we have to subdivide as in the geological background and geographical features, and what are the contaminated present in the soil and water, then how much of farmers should be used, what are the fertilizer should be used in that land or site. So those things should be investigate before in hand, and we can collect the data. From that, each sub area can then be treated as an individual site, and different sampling patterns and sampling densities are applied in the different sites. A certified sampling pattern approach is best suited to investigators of large sites with complex contaminated distributions. This method is a very suitable one for the investigations, because from the large area, we can subdivide it into many portions. From each portions, we can easily collect the contaminations as well as the geological features, the farmer usage patterns, and all those things we can easily identify as a part by part. So it should be a very useful method. This sampling pattern may require a more complex statistical analysis. Yes, it's true. Absolutely, we need more statistical data. Then only we can analyze the sample. It is not considered for further year. Okay. After that, after 4 or 5 years, once we have studied, it is not a permanent one. It may change. So we have a history to identify the stratified method. The last one is absurd sampling. Yeah, sampling locations or sampling time is chosen arbitrarily. First, we have to select the frequent time and frequent interval period we have to select. This type of sampling is reasonable for homogeneous system. This one is used for the homogeneous system. That means it should be a same variety should be collected. Since most environmental systems have significant spatial or temporal variability, absurd sampling often leads to biased results. So here in this case also, there is a biased results we can receive because of environmental systems or the water sample availability, temporarily availability. It may, well, if you are taking test means they can give the pure water, whatever it may be. Okay, so this method also doesn't give you a reliable one. Okay. So, however, this approach may be used as a preliminary screening technique to identify a possible problem before a full scale of sampling is done. So, the main advantage of this aspect sampling method is it may be a preliminary screening technique. Before we are going to deep investigations about that area of water, it may identify some contaminations or pollutant present in the water. Is a preliminary test should be carried out by this site. This is called it as a absurd sampling. This is the absurd sampling. So far we have seen what are the sampling methods. So it's an important one. 10 more questions. What are the sampling methods? We have to explain those 5 things, and those 5 things will be recorded for the exam point of view. So kindly note it down and read properly and get good marks. Okay. So the next method is water purification method. This method will be we will see in the next video. We'll see in the next video. The another important topic is water purification method. We will see in the next video. Thank you. We will meet in the next video. Thank you all.